Welcome to Inside Roanoke. I'm Melinda Mayo, the Communications and Media Officer for the City of Roanoke. We're here at Carvin's Cove today because we're going to talk about the Ironman Triathlon. We're also going to hear about the Virginia Statewide Neighborhood Conference and a lot more, so stay with us.
What's up, punk? Send those books home for. They ain't gonna help you on the streets.
To study?
Yeah, man, you need to join our crew, aka the Cobra.
Yeah, ain't nobody messing with the Cobra.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to go to college.
Nah, man. I mean, we're just having some fun. Nobody in our gang gets caught anyway.
Well, I guess sure.
All right. Hey, look, Henry. If you're gonna keep rolling with us, you gotta prove to me that you can hang.
Okay.
All right, then. Go.
Henry, what are you doing?
Every year, over 7,000 arrests result from gang activity. You could end up just like these criminals. Is that what you want?
Don't be a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution.
It is important for both restaurants and homeowners to help keep our waterways clean and safe. Never pour cooking oil or grease into sinks, parking lots, or streets. The oil and grease can enter our waterways through storm drains. Always try to recycle the oil and grease or put it into the trash. If you have a spill, clean it up by using a drying agent like cat litter. Never hose down spills. Keep dumpster and trash can lids closed. Restaurants should clean floor mats and garbage cans in a mop sink. It's easy to keep our waterways clean by doing the right thing.
My guests are Landon Howard, he's the president of Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge, and also Sarah Baumgartner with the Water Authority. Thank you for coming today. We're going to talk about a very exciting announcement, the Ironman 70.3 Triathlon. Let's start by, tell us kind of what that is, where it is, when it's going to happen.
Well, it's going to happen right here in Virginia's Blue Ridge. It starts here at Carvin's Cove. It's 70.3 miles. Athletes from all over the world are coming in, and we'll end up with a 1.2 mile swim here at Carvin's Cove, and then a 56-mile bike ride through our beautiful scenery, and then finally we'll end up in the city of Roanoke, and we'll have a 13.1 mile run, which will conclude right down at River's Edge Park with lots of celebration.
Well, of course, Carvin's Cove is right behind us. And Sarah, tell us why this was selected as the place for the swimming part.
Right. So Carvin's Cove was really selected because of the proximity to Roanoke. We knew we wanted to showcase Roanoke and the beautiful Blue Ridge here. The athletes would not have wanted to travel far before they started this event. So coming to Carvin's Cove was really the best choice for the athletes and offered a beautiful place to swim without much current that they would really like.
But now, typically we don't have swimming at Carvin's Cove.
Right.
Talk about that a little bit.
Right, so swimming is not allowed at the Cove. We did, after really careful consideration, allow swimming for this one-day event for the Ironman. And that's because this event will really showcase our valley to the world. And we wanted to be a part of that. But we also want to be very respectful for the people who live here and enjoy the Cove, who come to the Cove because of the beautiful, quiet peacefulness here. And so the rest of the year, the Cove will be a no swimming area, a quiet, beautiful place to enjoy. But for this one day, it will be a showcase for the world.
Well, you talk about the significance, the value, the benefit of having this event come to Roanoke and the Roanoke Valley. Talk about that a little.
Well, and I will tell you, we're just so grateful to Carvin's Cove and the Western Virginia Water Authority, their board and their team, their staff team, and their willingness to consider this event because this is a world-class event. We launched VBR Sports in January of 2018, and because we're just attracting so many different types of sporting events, but we were looking for a world-class, internationally recognized event with an incredible brand that would elevate us to a level that would suddenly get people so interested in coming here, not just for Ironman, but for disc golf, pickleball, good tennis, you name it. And just to being able to tell sports event managers and directors, we are hosting an Ironman makes a huge difference in our ability to attract more people here, more economic development, and certainly the most important thing, more employment for our citizens.
Yeah, and it just elevates our status, doesn't it?
It sure does.
It really does.
It sure does.
Well, who are the players in all of this? Who are the partners who are helping us with this?
Well, we're very fortunate. Regionalism is a word that's used a lot throughout the Commonwealth, but I will tell you that our people here, our governments here, cooperate better than any place else in the Commonwealth. You've got the City of Roanoke, Botetourt County, and Roanoke County that are key partners in all of this. Certainly the Western Virginia Water Authority and Carilion Clinic has stepped up. They see the need to promote this event from a standpoint of health and sports medicine, and we're just so grateful for their support. Without them and without all of these players, there's no way this could have happened.
Well, if somebody who's watching today says, I want to register for that, how do they do that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because if you go to visitvbr.com/Ironman, you're going to find where to register. And the most important thing is you need to do it quickly, because the first tier has already sold out. And we plan on having around 2,500 athletes this year, and we're about to finalize the bike route, and once that gets done, I feel certain we're going to sell out really quickly. So I would encourage everybody, especially in our area, that wants to be an Ironman person, to go to our website and sign up today.
Anything we didn't mention that folks need to know about this event?
Well, I'll be happy to tell you. I mean, this is a community-wide cheerleading opportunity for Virginia's Blue Ridge and for all of us. We're going to need a lot of volunteers. Somewhere around 1,000 or so volunteers in order to make this really happen to the world quality that it needs to be. So we will be making future announcements and asking everybody to get involved. And I have experienced other Ironmans, not as an athlete, but just to go and observe. And I will tell you, communities that host you at this event get so excited and get so pumped up about the fact that they are hosting an Ironman event.
And so if they have questions, if people want to know more about it, they can go to your website, or how do they get
Absolutely. You can go to visitvbr.com, and we will take care of that, and we'll get you in touch with the race director. Lots of good things coming down the pathway. I can't wait to get there.
It's very exciting, and I hope it's a big success, and thank you for coming and sharing with us today.
Thank
You're welcome.
Melinda.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Keeping Roanoke streets clean and attractive takes a lot of work. The city welcomes your help. Community organizations, businesses, and individuals can volunteer through the Adopt a Street program to adopt a specific street in the city. Participants agree to clean up their location 4 times a year for 2 years. To find out more, contact the City of Roanoke's Transportation Division at 853-5837 or the Municipal Volunteer Coordinator at 853-1801, or send an email to mvp@roanokeva.gov.
Want to learn how to manage your money better, save for that car or dream home, or be able to bounce back from bad credit mistakes? Bank On Roanoke Valley can help. Bank On works with local banks, credit unions, and local governments to offer free classes at local libraries in our community. It's easy, free, and it's happening right where you live. Check out the calendar of classes or sign up at bankonrv.org or call 777-4200 for more information.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey.
I like your outfit.
Thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. You look ridiculous.
My guest is Tanya Pickett, and Tanya is the Neighborhood Services Coordinator for the City of Roanoke. Tanya, we want you to talk today about the Virginia Statewide Neighborhood Conference. Tell us what that is.
Okay. The Virginia Statewide Neighborhood Conference was started 20 years ago by our very own Estelle McCadden, who's president of the Melrose Rugby Neighborhood Association. And she started it as a way to kind of learn best practices to take back to your neighborhood. And some of those things that the conference would equip you to do is to network with people all across Virginia, because it's a Virginia statewide conference. Equip you with some new tools to take back to your neighborhood, showcase some of the positive strides that we've done in the community, workshops, and then there's an award ceremony as well.
Cool. Now, when and where is this going to happen?
Okay, in its 20th year, it'll take place here in Roanoke at the Hotel Roanoke Conference Center on Thursday, September 12th through Saturday, September 14th.
And are there goals that you're hoping to accomplish this year in the conference? Talk about that a little.
Yes, the goals of the conference is kind of like a call to action. So all the things that you learn at the conference, we're hoping that'll empower you to go back to your town or city and implement some of the things that you learned within your own neighborhood.
So someone who might attend, what are some of the activities and things that they'll be having? I mean, I know they have speakers and tours. Talk about some of those things.
Yes, on Thursday we have a welcome reception, and then Friday we do have guest speakers that will speak at every meal. But then on Fridays we also have workshops, and they include anything from problem solving, grant writing, the census, fair housing, tackling drug issues, communication styles, leadership styles, and hugel culture. Okay. And then the mobile tours will take place on Saturday, and that's anything from historic neighborhood tours to old Southeast community partnerships, Greenways biking tour, get on your bike and go on a tour, and we're going to exhibit our neighborhood revitalization efforts.
Will there be anything for young people? I mean, what do they have for the youth?
Yes, there's a special youth cafe, and that happens on Friday. And that's for youth ages 13 to 18 across Virginia. And so they're going to do some fun things like socially inclusive communication, graduating debt-free. I think we all need to attend that one. Life lessons for you in 20 years. And then their mobile workshops will actually take place at the center in the square. So they'll look at the aquarium, rooftop garden, pinball museum, Starcade, and the candy store.
Oh yeah, don't want to leave that one out.
Yes.
Tanya, why do you think it's beneficial for us to have this conference? I mean, why do people need to know about it and be involved in it?
Compared to other state conferences, especially the ones I have attended, the cost is $100, so that's very low cost for all the things that are going to be included, including the tours and the meals. And it's also a time for us in Roanoke Valley to show off to the community some of our successes as well as some of our challenges, and then network with other communities to see if they can help give solutions or also take pride in some of the efforts that we've done here.
So the people who come, they kind of learn how to get involved in their community, is that right?
Yes, they learn how to get involved, as well as some of the things that work, some of the things that doesn't work in the community, and just really ways to problem solve.
That's great. Well, if somebody who's watching said, I'm interested, I want more information, how can I get it?
Yes, the conference, Virginia Statewide Neighborhood Conference, you can find on VSNC.org. So Virginia State Neighborhood Conference.org, VSNC.org.
Okay. Well, it sounds great. I hope it's a big success, and I thank you for coming and telling us about it today.
Well, thanks for having me. I look forward to seeing everyone there.
Okay. Thanks.
A little soap and water can go a long way. When you wash your car in a driveway, the soap, oil, and grease can flow into storm drains and pollute our rivers and streams. Always try to wash your car on the lawn. This will allow the water to soak into the ground. If you have to wash your car in a driveway, make sure the water drains onto your lawn and not a storm drain. Use a biodegradable soap. Dump your wash bucket in your sink or allow it to filter through the grass. It's easy to keep your car and our waterways clean by doing the right thing.
Lead poisoning is a preventable environmental disease which affects an estimated 1 million children in the United States. Lead is most harmful to children 6 years old or younger because they often put their hands and other objects in their mouth which may have lead dust on them. Growing bodies absorb more lead, and children's brains and nervous systems are more sensitive to the damaging effects of lead. Lead Safe Roanoke is a program to enrich and protect the families in the city of Roanoke by helping its citizens eliminate lead-based paint hazards from their homes. Get more information at roanokeva.gov/leadsafe.
A lot of times, especially if they're injecting, they'll have track marks, they'll have needle marks on their arms. A lot of them will have extreme weight loss. They have an inability to focus on a task or schoolwork and complete things like they normally might have been able to do before. Those are some of the big things. They like to sleep a lot and just mainly be alone, and they're kind of acting different than they were prior to starting the use of heroin.
My guest is Hong Liu, and Liu is with the Transportation Division for the City of Roanoke. Liu, we want to talk about a change that's happened for the speed limit in our school zones. Talk about that a little. What's this change that we're doing?
And started beginning of this year, we trying to make consistent of a speed limit and trying to change the ordinance. We worked with the police department, the school board, and the school district, and to make a consistent. Some locations we have 25, some locations we have 15. And so in order to maintain the consistency, we just had an ordinance to make changes. And we'll work with the city attorney's office, get the process. Now, it was 25 in the residential area for doing school, except you have parks or greenway or some that type of settings. Then we change it from 25 to 15 for majority of the elementary schools, middle schools, except the one at major arterial like Orange Avenue and the Williamson Road.
Okay, and so is it just during the hours the kids are coming and going? When is that in effect?
It's in effect during the school session. Then there's for elementaries, from 7 to 8 and 2 to 3. For middle schools, it's at the 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning and 3 to 4 in the afternoon.
So if somebody who's watching says, I wonder if my street is part of that new change for the speed limit, is there a list somewhere they can see?
Yes, there's actually a City of Roanoke school website that lists all the schools and with the Jason Street and also in our transportation Department Public Works Transportation website that listed all those schools. And also we have complete upgrade the signs. So currently it's posted in 15 miles an hour, so the drivers going through it during that period need to watch for the speed they were driving.
And this became effective in August, right?
In August 15th this year.
What do we hope to accomplish by lowering the speed limit? What's the thought behind that?
So we're trying to make a consistency. Instead of people driving in school zone, the neighborhood area, sometimes 15, sometimes 25.
Right.
So to make a consistency, it was lower to 15 miles an hour. And secondly, to improve the safety for the kids in the morning, going and coming back in the afternoon, especially in the period in the school zone area.
And are the police looking to maybe watch these areas a little more? Talk about that.
Yes, absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier, we've been working with the police. They're supportive, and also with the school board and the schools to send a notice to parents or kids to let them aware of that before school started. Again, but new year, new semester, you have a lot of new parents in the new area. So that's what we've been putting out, and the school board also sent an announcement to the kids, teachers and everything, so to let everybody know. And yes, police at the beginning, we're talking about a couple weeks, there are 4 speed to judge. Yes.
Anything that I haven't mentioned that you want to add?
Yeah, just mainly for drivers, when you go through school zones, slow down. Watch the kids and maybe pop up here and there. So majority of people do follow the speed limits. For example, at the Fallen School and Darrell Avenue, we add the rectangular flash beacons to tell the drivers, look, you're in arterial, slow us down.
Right.
So then they just make sure the drivers don't, I'm in a hurry, I'm late or something like that. So you need to watch for your speed and make a school zone safer for the kids.
Pay attention and slow down.
Correct.
If somebody had questions and wanted more information, how could they get it?
Well, there's a couple of information that you can call transportation at the 540-853-5887 and or call the school security at the 540-853-2557 and to get more detailed information on that.
Well, it's a very important information, and I really thank you for coming and sharing it with us today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Did you know that it takes 12 to 20 years for a cigarette butt to decompose? Cigarette butts thrown on the ground or out the window are litter, and most wash into our waterways, polluting streams and harming stream life. Cigarette butts can also be a fire hazard. Extinguish cigarette butts in ash cans and ashtrays. Litter is preventable, so remember, no ifs, ands, or buts. Don't litter.
The Municipal Volunteer Program is designed with a focus on community outreach to encourage citizens to participate in local government. Serving as a volunteer will not only enhance your knowledge about the city, but also enrich your life and greatly benefit your community. Volunteer as an individual or with a group, every week or once a year. Whatever your skills and interests, there's an opportunity for you. If you're interested in becoming a volunteer, please complete an application by logging on to roanokeva.gov/MVP or calling 853-1801.
My guest is Sheila Umberger. Sheila is the director of Roanoke Public Libraries. And Sheila, recently the city has won a very special award, the Hall of Fame Award for the All-America City Initiative. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, we're very excited. It's the first time that the National Civic League has given this award, and they only awarded one this year, and it was to the city of Roanoke.
We're the first ever,
We're
right?
the first ever and the only in the country to
How did we
receive
win
it.
the award?
There was an application back in like February that was like, if you've won an All-America City Award at any time since 1949, and of course we've won it 7 times,
yeah.
That you could apply for something that you've done that had community impact in your city, and we applied for a library program under one of our Star City Reads programs called Feed and Read. And we won.
All right, tell us about Feed and Read. What's involved with that?
We started this about 4 years ago, and to give a big picture, we've since served 67,000 meals at the libraries alone. It started really in a simple way. We started noticing in the summertime that children were not leaving at all to eat, and it started worrying us, and so we started talking to children that were in the library for the summer, and they were telling us that they were hungry. So 4 years ago, we started a pilot at the Gainesboro branch, and that summer we fed 1,000 meals.
Oh my goodness.
After that, we started, and our partners at that point were also some of our Star City Reads partners, the YMCA and the city schools. Since then, the Feeding America has come on board. We were just feeding summer, but then we started realizing that we wanted to feed year-round. So since October, we've been feeding 6 days a week at all library locations, and we have had a very strong response of happiness from the children. And it really is something that's needed, and it ties in with the campaign. A child cannot learn to read or learn at all if they're hungry. And so this is a place where we feel like we can be a community partner. What's unique about our feeding program also is that we've tied a literacy component to it from the beginning. We have speakers come in, we do board games, we have other literacy-rich book readings, giveaway books, that sort of thing. And the YMCA particularly has been extremely helpful to us in that process. And we've had AmeriCorps members from Feeding America this summer. So it's been really a community effort, and with Star City Reads partners helping in the process as well.
So Feed and Read is part of Star City Reads.
Correct.
Right? Well, give us an update on Star City Reads. We haven't heard about that for a little while.
Well, Star City Reads is doing very well since we started in 2012. So at this point in time, there's 400 communities all over the country in something called the Campaign for Grade Level Reading, to have our children reading. And we've grown our partners since that time from 6 original to now 32. Wow. So it's really a community grassroots effort. We continue to roll out special programs under that umbrella. The most current one was in December. We rolled out a toy initiative where we have educational toys that tie to brain development. Right now we're working we'll probably be announcing it by the winter. We're working on a Star City Reads tutoring kind of program.
Okay.
So right now we're recruiting volunteers, and we're in a lot of schools and give away about 1,000 books a month through that. So we're doing really well. Since we started in 2012, we've distributed over 100,000 books in Roanoke through the different partners. So it's making a difference, particularly on the scores. The reading scores and stuff have increased by almost 15%. So we just keep working at it.
Well, and these programs really have an emphasis on literacy. Why is literacy so important?
The root of, we know from the research, and that's something that we have learned from the campaign. In fact, we're going to a science workshop with the Carnegie Foundation. We were one of 6 communities chosen to do this in September as part of Star City Reads initiative. We continue to learn how to do that better, and so in our particular case, the literacy part starts when they're born, or even before, with the wellness of the parent. And all of these factors affect how a child's brain develops. So if your brain's developing before the age of 4, basically, it affects you through your whole life, your health and your ability to learn and have a job and graduate from high school. So it's extremely important, and it's better to start at that point than try to catch up. And so that's really our biggest initiatives right now, are dealing with preschool children, because that's such an important development place.
And if they can achieve grade level reading by, I think it's 3rd grade, they have a much better chance of graduating and going on. And
that's a very strong benchmark. So up until that point, they're learning to read, and after that point, they're reading to learn. So if you think of it from that perspective, if you're behind, then you're going to become behind in subjects that they are assuming that you can read. And so it has a strong impact. You can potentially have a person, if they fail that test, then there are a much higher percentage chance that they will not graduate from high school, which is alarming. And so that is a very pivotal time, and that's why the campaign is focused on that.
It's so great that we got this Hall of Fame award to recognize all the things that we're doing. So much is happening, and if somebody who's watching has questions or wants to know more about Star City Reads or Feed and Read or the Hall of Fame award, how can they get that information?
They need to either friend us on Facebook with the city and also Star City Reads, or visit our website.
Well, it's really exciting, and I'm so happy the libraries are taking the lead and are a big part of that, and thank you for telling us about it today.
Thank you.
Okay.
3 facts about lead poisoning. Just a few particles of dust from lead-based paint are enough to poison a child. Lead from deteriorating paint can be found in the soil around the home and in older playgrounds. Since children often put their hands or toys in their mouths, washing their hands helps protect them from lead poisoning. Lead poisoning affects over 1 million children today. Find out when your home, school, and daycare center was built. If it was before 1978, it probably contains lead-based paint. Contact Lead Safe Roanoke at 853-5682 for more information.
If you would like to adopt a pet, did you know that you can also go to the RCACP website and their Facebook page to look at pets for adoption? It's easy to do. Simply go to their website at rcacp.org or visit their Facebook page. Both sites include information and pictures of animals waiting to be adopted. Help make a difference in the life of a pet today. Adopt from the Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection.
Dude, where'd you get that shirt at Goodwill?
I did, actually. I like it. Don't you have something better to do?
We hope you've enjoyed this month's show, and we'll see you next time on Inside Roanoke.